The first step here is to install your local wallet. And down in the comments of this video, I'm going to have all of these links that I'm going to use during the video. So if you want to get to those links, you just go to the comments and you can follow along. So what I want to do is go to GitHub and get the latest version of the wallet. The latest versions of every wallet for your operating system are at the top of the page. So go onto GitHub, choose the latest version for your operating system, install it, allow it to sync, and then we'll move on to the next step. I'm going to speed up the video during this process so you don't have to really sit around. Now our wallet is synchronized. We want to first create a couple addresses in our wallet. The first one is already an address in our wallet. Let's just edit the label there. We're going to call it collecting. Then we're going to create one more address for our masternode, and I'm just going to call it masternode 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out into the exchange or our friend or however we're going to get our coins. We're going to create, or we're going to send all the coins we purchase onto this collecting address, and then when we're ready and we have enough coins for our collateral, we're going to send them to our masternode address, and that's the MN1. So first what I'm going to do is go out into the exchange, purchase a bunch of coins, and send them here to my collecting address, and I will see you back in a minute. Now you see I have purchased 5,001 coins and I've sent them here to my collecting address. The reason I did 5,001 is because I wanted to purchase one extra coin on the exchange so I could send all these coins around to a couple different addresses. You always want to have one extra coin or half a coin, somewhere like that, just so you can do some transactions. If you have only 5,000 coins exactly, you're going to lose coins in transactions and you won't have enough to create your masternode. You need exactly 5,000. So get that one extra coin so you can send these coins to a couple different addresses in case you mess this process up. What we want to do now is create our collateral transaction. To do that, we are going to send our collateral address exactly 5,000 coins in one transaction. So what we want to do is go to the Send tab, go find our masternode address. So go to Receiving, copy that masternode address. We are going to send exactly 5,000 coins to that in one transaction. And that is the process of creating your collateral transaction. Now we can set up our VPS wallet. I'm going to use a VPS provider called Vulture, and down in the links below there is a referral link here of mine. If you use a referral link, you will get, I believe, $10. I'm not positive on that, but if you have a friend that has a Vulture account, use their referral link. If you don't, use mine, or you can use any provider of VPSs. There's all kinds of providers out there. I use Vulture, so if you want to use Vulture, go for it. If not, use a different one. And to set up the VPS server, you just go on out and do create a new server. And choose your location. And the operating system you want is Ubuntu 16.04. And I go with the $5 a month version. You can try the $2.50 a month version, but I believe they call these test machines, so I'm not sure if they're as stable as the $5 a month. Give it a name. And deploy the server. And now I'm going to wait for this to finish up, and I will speed up the video here until it's finished installing. Now that this has finished installing our server, I like to click here in this white space here just so I can get to the IP address and the password in the next steps. So what we want to do is go into PuTTY, and we are going to now connect to our VPS. And what we need is the IP address, and that is this IP address here. Paste it in there, and then I'm going to save this session just so I can get to it easier later if I ever need to. Give it a name, hit save. Now we can open up this session. And I always just hit yes at the security prompt because I know I'm connecting to my server. And you want to log in as root, and the password is the password given right here. And to paste into PuTTY, you right click once. You don't see it here because it's hiding your password, and then hit the enter key. Now we are logged in, and this is the command prompt. That means it is ready for us to give it a command. And there is only one long string of commands we need, and it's down here in the comments section. So highlight this entire long string. There's the end and there's the beginning. Copy that, and to paste into PuTTY, you right click once on the cursor and it pastes it. Then you just hit the enter key. And this is going to go through the install process, and I am going to fast forward the video here, and I will be back in a second when it's asking for the next step. Alright, now it's asking for our private key, and this is a masternode private key. This is not your wallet address private keys. So what you want to do is go into your local wallet and go into Tools, Debug Console, come to the Console tab here and say masternode gen key. And this is a masternode private key. So you want to copy that. Then you come back over into your PuTTY window and right click once to paste it and hit enter. And then it will finish up the rest of the install process. So I'm going to fast forward the video through this. Alright, so the VPS wallet is now running. This looks good. It says starting the daemon and the server is starting. So everything looks good here on our VPS. And the next step now is to configure our local wallet to control this masternode wallet on the VPS. So now we got to configure our local wallet to run that masternode VPS wallet. To do that, we are going to we're going to edit our masternode configuration file. So you come in here in your local wallet, go to Tools, and open masternode configuration file. And if your machine doesn't know how to open it, set it to open with Notepad. And in here you are going to have an example line here. I'm going to give you an example down in the comments section though. And I would use this example. It's a little more obvious where items come from. So down in the comments you're going to see this example line. Copy that and just paste it here at the very bottom. And what you need to do now is fill in any of these items with the square brackets around it. The IP address you're going to get from PuTTY, and these other values we're going to get from our local wallet. So to get to those, we will go to Tools, Debug Console. You've already have your masternode gen key value. Now you need your masternode outputs values, and these are the transaction IDs of your collateral address, or your collateral transaction. So what here you want to do is masternode outputs. Type that, and now you have your configuration values. And the VPS IP address is back in our Vultr window. So I'm going to bring all of these items up so you can see all of them at the same time. And what we want to do, if I can bring these up, here we go. So here's our masternode configuration file. And what we want is the VPS IP address comes down from this IP address. Let's move this out of the way just so we can see all these on the same screen. VPS IP comes from here. Masternode gen key value comes from this masternode gen key response. Masternode outputs transaction ID, that is this value. And the masternode's outputs 10 value is this second value. It's either a 0 or 1. So I'm going to fill in all these values. Now we have all our values here. This first item is your alias. You're going to want to have this unique in your wallet. So this is our first masternode we're putting in this wallet. So we're just going to call it mn1. So this file looks good. You want to do a file save, file exit. Now you can close this. And you just want to restart your wallet now. So let's do a file exit in your wallet. Close that window, we don't need it. Now just reopen our wallet. Now what we want to do is come here to the masternodes tab. You notice that this masternode says missing. We just need to start it. It hasn't been started yet. Before we want to start it though, we want to make sure we wait for this synchronization here to finish. Alright, now that synchronization is finished, we can highlight this, hit start alias, or I just like to hit start missing. It says are you sure? And it says successfully started. You hit OK. It has moved to enabled. That means our masternode is running, and now all we've got to do is wait around for our rewards to come in.